First Chronicles chapter 13. David consulted with his military officers, including those who led groups of 1,000 and those who led groups of 100. David said to the whole Israelite assembly, "If you so desire, and the Lord our God approves, let's spread the word to our brothers who remain in all the regions of Israel, and to the priests and Levites in their cities, so they may join us. Let's move the ark of our God back here, for we did not seek his will throughout Saul's reign." The whole assembly agreed to do this, for the proposal seemed right to all the people. So David assembled all Israel from the Shihol River in Egypt to Lebo Hamath to bring the ark of God from Kiriath-Jearim. David and all Israel went up to Baalah, that is, Kiriath-Jearim, in Judah, to bring up from there the ark of God the Lord, who sits enthroned between the cherubim, the ark that is called by his name. They transported the ark on a new cart from the house of Abinadab. Uzzah and Ahio were guiding the cart, while David and all Israel were energetically celebrating before God, singing and playing various stringed instruments, tambourines, cymbals, and trumpets. When they arrived at the threshing floor of Kidon, Uzzah reached out his hand to take hold of the ark, because the oxen stumbled. The Lord was so furious with Uzzah, he killed him, because he reached out his hand and touched the ark. He died right there before God. David was angry because the Lord attacked Uzzah, so he called that place Perez Uzzah, which remains its name to this very day. David was afraid of God that day and said, "How will I ever be able to bring the ark of God up here?" So David did not move the ark to the city of David. He left it in the house of Obed-Edom the Gittite. The ark of God remained in Obed-Edom's house for 3 months. The Lord blessed Obed-Edom's family and everything that belonged to him. Chapter 14. King Hiram of Tyre sent messengers to David along with cedar logs, stonemasons, and carpenters to build a palace for him. David realized that the Lord had established him as king over Israel and that he had elevated his kingdom for the sake of his people Israel. In Jerusalem, David married more wives and fathered more sons and daughters. These are the names of children born to him in Jerusalem: Shammua, Shobab, Nathan, Solomon, Ibhar, Elishua, Elpelet, Nogar, Nepheg, Japhia, Elishama, Beeliada, and Eliphelet. When the Philistines heard that David had been anointed king of all Israel, all the Philistines marched up to confront him. When David heard about it, he marched out against them. Now the Philistines had come and raided the Valley of Rephaim. David asked God, "Should I march up against the Philistines? Will you hand them over to me?" The Lord said to him, "March up. I will hand them over to you." So they marched against Baal-perazim, and David defeated them there. David said, "Using me as his instrument, God has busted out against my enemies like water busts out." So that place is called Baal-perazim. The Philistines left their idols there, so David ordered that they be burned. The Philistines again raided the valley, so David again asked God what he should do. This time God told him, "Don't march up after them. Circle around them and come against them in front of the trees. When you hear the sound of marching in the tops of the trees, then attack. For at that moment the Lord is going before you to strike down the army of the Philistines." David did just as God commanded him, and they struck down the Philistines' army from Gibeon to Gaza. So David became famous in all the lands. The Lord caused all the nations to fear him. We're going to be stopping here today. Next time we're going to be starting from 1 Chronicles chapter 15. I'll see you then.